All right, listen up. Today I'm talking to you about one thing: wake up and take control. It's time to stop sleeping on your dreams, stop coasting through life, and take back the reins. You want more from life? Then act like it. The life you want isn't going to wait around for you to feel ready or feel comfortable. It's going to test you. So let me tell you right now, if you're not waking up every day with fire in your belly, you're missing the point. Look around. Look at where you are. I'm not talking about where you wish you were. I'm talking about where you are right now. If you're not happy with what you see, that's your alarm clock. That's your signal. So it's time to wake up. Stop letting life just happen to you and start making things happen. Some of you are sitting here waiting for someone to come rescue you, waiting for some magic moment to turn it all around. Well, newsflash, it doesn't work that way. The only person who's going to change your life is you. Your friends can't do it. Your family can't do it. Even the most talented people in the world can't make it happen for you if you're not ready to grab it with both hands and pull it into your life. The concept of waiting for the right time is one of the biggest traps that people fall into when it comes to chasing their dreams and goals. It sounds like a harmless idea at first. You tell yourself, I'll start next month when things settle down, or I'll get to it after I have more money, or I'll be ready once I feel a little more confident. But here's the reality. If you keep waiting for the perfect circumstances, you'll wait forever. Life isn't going to suddenly hand you a perfect situation or clear all the obstacles from your path. There's no right time that's going to magically appear. Life is chaotic, unexpected, and messy. And if you keep holding out for that ideal moment, you're holding yourself back. What you need to realize is that now is the only time you truly have. Right now, at this moment, is the only guaranteed time you've got. The future is just an idea. It's uncertain and unpredictable. And when you're constantly waiting for a future right time, you're giving up the power and you have to make things happen now. You're letting procrastination win, and each time you push off action, you're creating a habit. You're conditioning yourself to wait, to delay, to hesitate. Soon that waiting becomes second nature. You'll find excuses to push things off, and before you know it, years will go by, and you'll be wondering why you never took that first step. So many people sit around wishing and hoping for circumstances to line up. But the people who get things done, the people who achieve their dreams and goals, don't wait for the right time. They make now the right time. They decide that even if the timing isn't perfect, even if they don't have all the resources, even if they're scared or unsure, they're going to take action. They're going to do what they can with what they have right where they are. And that's the mindset that separates people who achieve from people who sit on the sideline. They know that there's power in just getting started, even if they don't have it all figured out. When you choose to start right now, even with a million things not quite right, you're selling you're serious. You're showing that you're committed to making your vision a reality, no matter what. It's about building momentum, about taking that first step, however small it may be, and letting that lead to the next step. And guess what? When you start taking action, doors start to open. You begin to learn more, to make connections, to gain experience, and those steps start to add up. Soon you'll find yourself closer to where you want to be. And that momentum will keep building. But none of that will happen if you're always waiting for the perfect moment to begin. Sometimes the only thing standing between you and your goal is that first action. You might feel fear, you might feel doubt, you might feel overwhelmed, but those feelings aren't going to go away just by sitting around and waiting. In fact, the longer you wait, the stronger those feelings become. But when you take that first step, when you decide that you're done waiting, that's when things start to shift. You realize that those fears and doubts are just roadblocks that can be overcome. You see that even if you don't have everything you think you need, you have enough to get started. And by starting, you're actually building the courage, the strength, and the resilience that you'll need along the way. You don't need perfect circumstances to make progress. You just need to start. Every single day you wait is a day lost. It's time that you could have spent learning, growing, and moving closer to what you want. Every successful person has dealt with uncertainty, with fear, with imperfect conditions. They've all faced moments where they didn't have all the answers, but they didn't let that stop them. They took control of their lives by choosing to act, to move forward, to do whatever they could with the resources they had at that moment. It's easy to think that someday everything will line up just right, that someday you'll feel more confident or more prepared. But that's an illusion. The truth is, confidence and readiness don't come before action, they come from action. It's through taking risks, through putting yourself out there, through making mistakes and learning from them, that you grow and become more capable. Discomfort is something we're all wired to avoid. We seek out comfort zones, routines, and familiar places because they're safe and predictable. We like knowing what's coming next, and we naturally resist anything that pushes us into unfamiliar territory. But the truth is, growth and progress don't happen in comfort zones. How transformation requires you to face discomfort, to go through things that are challenging, and to take on situations that might make you feel nervous, uncertain, or even fearful. It's easy to settle into a rhythm where everything feels manageable and routine, but that rhythm is exactly what keeps you from leveling up, from reaching new heights, and from discovering what you're really capable of. The moment you start avoiding discomfort, you're putting a limit on what you can achieve. Think about the people who inspire you, the ones who are doing things you wish you could do. Do you think they got there by playing it safe, by sticking to what they knew, by staying in their comfort zones? No. They made the choice to face discomfort head on. They went through struggles, failures, and rejections. They took risks. They ventured into the unknown. And they allowed themselves to feel vulnerable because they knew that was the price of greatness. The thing about discomfort is that it forces you to adapt, to learn, and to grow stronger. When you put yourself in uncomfortable situations, you're challenging your mind, your body, and your spirit to expand beyond what you previously thought was possible. Embracing discomfort isn't just about building physical or mental toughness. It's about developing resilience and discipline. Every time you face something difficult and push through it, you're training yourself to become more resilient, more determined, and more focused. You're conditioning yourself to handle pressure, to deal with setbacks, and to keep going even when things get tough. Over time, this resilience becomes one of your greatest strengths. You start to realize that you can handle more than you thought, that you're capable of pushing past limits that once felt unbreakable. And the more you embrace discomfort, the more you begin to look forward to challenges instead of fearing them. Most people let discomfort hold them back because they're afraid of failing, of looking foolish, or of not measuring up. But that's the very mindset that keeps you stuck. Failure isn't something to fear, it's something to learn from. If you're not failing at times, it probably means you're not challenging yourself enough. Growth requires that you be willing to mess up, to make mistakes, and to get back up again. Those mistakes aren't signs of weakness, they're stepping stones to success. Every time you fail, you're one step closer to getting it right. Discomfort and failure are the best teachers because they show you what you need to work on, where you need to improve, and what adjustments you need to make. When you choose to face discomfort, you're not just building skills or knowledge, you're building confidence. Each time you do something that makes you uncomfortable and come out on the other side, you're proving to yourself that you're capable. That's how confidence is built, not by talking yourself up or wishing things were different, but by going through difficult situations and realizing you have what it takes. Confidence isn't given, it's earned, and it's earned through the fire of discomfort. Over time, this earned confidence becomes unshakable because you know without a doubt that you can handle whatever comes your way. One of the biggest benefits of facing discomfort is that it shifts your entire perspective on life. Suddenly, challenges become opportunities. Instead of seeing obstacles as reasons to quit, you see them as chances to grow and to show yourself what you're made of. This shift in mindset changes everything because now you're no longer at the mercy of fear or doubt. You're in control and you're actively choosing growth over comfort. This is the mindset that separates those who stay stagnant from those who achieve extraordinary things. Facing discomfort is also about getting rid of the excuses. It's just easy to say you'll do something when conditions are perfect, but when things get hard, that's when your true commitment is tested. If you're serious about achieving your goals, you have to be willing to go through uncomfortable situations, to put in the work even when you don't feel like it, and to stay focused when distractions are everywhere. Taking full responsibility for your life is one of the most empowering and essential things you can do. When you understand that you are the only one responsible for where you are, what you achieve, and who you become, you reclaim a level of control and freedom that can transform your life. It's tempting to blame others, to point fingers, to say that you would be successful if only circumstances were different, or people around you supported you more, or if things were just a little easier. But that mentality keeps you stuck. Blame is like a weight that holds you back, and the only way to release it is to accept responsibility. No one is going to live your life for you, and no one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. It's entirely up to you to create the life you want. If you're not where you want to be, the responsibility falls on your shoulders to change that. Yes, there are challenges, and yes, sometimes life isn't fair, but how you respond to those challenges is within your control. When you stop looking outside yourself for reasons or excuses and start focusing on what you can do, you're able to create real change. You stop waiting for permission, for validation, or for a perfect set of circumstances, and instead you begin taking action. There is an incredible freedom that comes with understanding that you are responsible for everything in your life. At first, it might feel like pressure, like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But soon you realize that it's actually liberating. When you accept full responsibility, you're no longer at the mercy of other people's decisions or circumstances beyond your control. You recognize that while you can't always control what happens to you, you can always control how you respond, how you adapt, and how you move forward. This puts the power in your hands to make choices that align with the life you want, regardless of what's happening around you. Being responsible for your life also means being honest with yourself. It means admitting when you're the one holding yourself back. It means looking at your own habits, your own beliefs, and your own actions with a critical eye. Are you procrastinating? Are you allowing fear to dictate your decisions? Are you spending time on things that don't contribute to your goals? Taking responsibility requires self-awareness and a willingness to hold yourself accountable. It's not about beating yourself up, but about being real with yourself about what you're doing and where you need to make changes. When you take that honest look, you might find some hard truths, but those truths are the keys to moving forward. When you take responsibility, you also realize that no one else's opinion of you or your goals matters as much as your own. People might doubt you, they might question your choices or even try to hold you back. But when you're responsible for your own life, other people's opinions lose their power over you. You understand that their opinions are just that, opinions. They don't define you, and they certainly don't dictate what you're capable of achieving. Being responsible means you're driven by your own vision, your own purpose, and your own standards. It means you're not waiting for anyone's approval because you've given yourself the permission to go after what you want. Taking responsibility also means that you have to own your mistakes. When things go wrong, it's easy to blame external factors or to get defensive, but growth happens when you can look at your mistakes and ask yourself, what could I have done differently? By taking ownership of your failures, you learn from them, you grow stronger, and you become more resilient. Every time you take responsibility for a mistake, you're building the character and the discipline that will carry you through future challenges. Instead of letting failures define you, you use them as stepping stones to become better, to learn, and to push yourself further. When you take responsibility for your life, you realize that your time and energy are your greatest assets. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter, on activities that don't move you forward, and on people who drain you. You become intentional about where you invest your time, knowing that every hour is an opportunity to get closer to your goals. You start treating your time like the valuable resource it is, and you're no longer willing to squander it on things that don't serve your purpose. Taking responsibility means that you prioritize what truly matters and let go of the rest. Finally, responsibility breeds resilience. Life will throw challenges, setbacks, and obstacles your way, but when you take responsibility, you don't see these as reasons to quit. Instead, you see them as opportunities to prove your strength, to learn, and to keep pushing forward. You realize that every setback is a lesson, every challenge is a chance to grow, and every obstacle is a test of your commitment. Pushing past tiredness and doubt is one of the most critical skills for anyone who wants to achieve something meaningful. Too often, people give up when things get hard or when they feel tired, assuming that fatigue is a sign to stop, or that doubt is a warning that they're on the wrong path. But the reality is that moments of exhaustion and uncertainty are natural. They're part of the journey toward any goal worth achieving. They're not signals to give up, they're tests of your commitment. When you push through those moments, you're telling yourself that your purpose is stronger than your temporary feelings. So it's easy to keep going when everything is smooth. But the real test of your character, your determination, and your resilience is whether you keep moving forward when it gets tough. Tiredness is going to hit everyone at some point, especially when you're working hard, juggling responsibilities, or pushing toward a big goal. It's tempting to let that tiredness be an excuse to slow down or take a break that turns into quitting. But the truth is, tiredness can be a powerful teacher. It forces you to dig deeper, to find strength you didn't know you had, and to push your limits. Each time you push past that feeling, you're building endurance and resilience. You're training yourself to be able to handle more, to work harder, and to stay focused even when it's uncomfortable. In that process, you're becoming stronger, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. You're conditioning yourself to understand that tiredness is temporary, and that once you push through it, you emerge stronger on the other side. Doubt is another obstacle that everyone faces, and it's just as powerful as physical fatigue, if not more so. Doubt creeps in when things don't go as planned, when the progress is slower than expected, or when you face setbacks. It's that voice in your head that questions whether you're capable, whether your goals are achievable, or whether you're even on the right path. But here's the thing about doubt, it's only as strong as you allow it to be. If you let it, doubt can paralyze you, making you second guess every decision and hesitate on every action. But if you learn to face it, to acknowledge it without letting it control you, doubt becomes powerless. The presence of doubt doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means you're stepping out of your comfort zone, pushing yourself to new heights, and challenging yourself in ways you haven't before. Overcoming doubt means developing faith in yourself and in your ability to succeed. This doesn't mean you won't have questions or fears, but it does mean that you're committed to moving forward regardless of those feelings. Faith in yourself is built through action. Each time you make a move, even when you're uncertain, you're proving to yourself that you can handle the journey, that you're capable, and then willing to put in the effort to reach your goal. Doubt might still show up, but it becomes quieter because you've proven to yourself over and over again that you're stronger than your insecurities. You start to realize that doubts are just thoughts. They don't define your potential, your abilities, or future. Another key to pushing past tiredness and doubt is remembering your why. The reason behind your goals has to be stronger than any momentary discomfort, exhaustion, or insecurity you may face. When your purpose is clear, it acts as an anchor. On days when you're feeling drained or uncertain, your why will remind you why you started in the first place and why it's worth continuing. It's that deep sense of purpose that pulls you through the rough patches and keeps you focused on the bigger picture. People who give up on their goals often lose sight of why they started, and without that clarity, it's easy to get overwhelmed by temporary setbacks. But when you're driven by a purpose, you're able to refocus, to push through the hard days and to keep taking steps forward, even when doubt and fatigue try to hold you back. When you push past tiredness and doubt, you're not just moving closer to your goals, you're becoming the kind of person who can achieve those goals. You're building habits of perseverance, of grit, of resilience. These qualities are what will sustain you through any challenge you face in life, not just the ones related to your current goals. Each time you overcome tiredness, each time you choose to keep going despite doubt, you're reinforcing those qualities within yourself. You're becoming someone who can handle adversity, who can keep going when others will stop, and who can stay focused on what truly matters no matter what stands in the way. The process of pushing through these moments also teaches you to appreciate the journey itself. When you work hard, when you overcome obstacles, and when you persist through hard times, the victory means so much more. You realize that every step, every challenge, every moment of doubt was worth it because it brought you closer to becoming the person you wanted to be. Every single day is a fresh opportunity, a new chance to make progress, to learn, to grow, and to step closer to your dreams and goals. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday, how many times you failed, or how much doubt you face. Each new day is a blank slate, and when it comes a chance to make a change, to push harder, and to start anew. So many people look at the big picture and get overwhelmed, thinking about how far they have to go, or how long it will take to reach their destination. But the key to success isn't in focusing on the end goal alone. It's in making the most of each day, in taking things one step at a time, and in recognizing that each day is a building block towards something greater. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to start each day with intention. Wake up and ask yourself what you want to accomplish today. It doesn't have to be a massive, life-changing event, just something that moves you forward, even if it's in a small way. When you approach each day with the mindset that today is an opportunity to make progress, you're setting yourself up for success. You're taking control of your time, of your actions, and of your decisions. Too often, people wake up and let the day happen to them. They go through the motions, reacting to whatever comes their way, rather than being proactive and intentional. But when you view each day as a new chance to step up and work toward your goals, you're shifting from a passive mindset to an active one. You're choosing to be in control, to decide how you spend your time, and to make sure that your actions are aligned with your aspirations. The idea of treating each day as a new opportunity also means not letting past mistakes or failures hold you back. Too many people carry the weight of yesterday's setbacks into today, letting it cloud their mind and drain their energy. They get discouraged by their mistakes, by the times they've fallen short, and by the goals they didn't achieve as quickly as they hoped. But those past failures don't define you unless you let them. Each morning, you have the power to leave yesterday behind and start fresh. You can choose to learn from your mistakes, to use them as lessons, and to let them make you better rather than bitter. When you view each day as a new opportunity, you're giving yourself the gift of a clean slate, free from the burdens of past missteps. Success is built in the small daily actions that might seem insignificant at first glance. It's not about making one grand sweeping change. It's about showing up every day and putting in the effort, no matter how small it might seem. Each time you make a positive choice, each time you push yourself to take one more step, you're investing in your future. Over time, these small daily actions compound, building up into meaningful progress that gets you closer and closer to your goals. People often underestimate the power of consistency, thinking that a single action or decision won't make much of a difference. But when you make the choice to focus on your goals every day, those actions add up, and they lead to the kind of lasting success that can't be achieved overnight. Another benefit of approaching each day as a new opportunity is that it helps keep you motivated. When you remind yourself that every day is a chance to get better, to improve, and to make progress, you stay excited and engaged in the process. You're not just waiting for the end result, you're finding purpose and meaning in the journey itself. This mindset keeps you focused on the present moment, on what you can do today to move forward, rather than being solely focused on a distant goal. When you stay present, when you engage fully with each day, you're able to find joy in the small victories, to celebrate your progress, and to appreciate the journey. Embracing each day as a fresh opportunity also means setting aside excuses. When you know that every day is a chance to work toward your dreams, it becomes harder to justify putting things off. You can't rely on someday or later when you're fully aware that today is the day that matters. This mindset challenges you to be honest with yourself about how you're spending your time and whether your actions are truly aligned with your goals. It's easy to fall into patterns of procrastination, waiting for the perfect moment. But when you realize that every day holds the potential for growth and progress, you're more likely to take action now rather than waiting for tomorrow that might never come. Each day you have is a gift, a chance to start over, to make better choices, to put in the work, and to become the person you want to be. This doesn't mean every day will be perfect or that you won't face setbacks. But it does mean that each morning brings with it a new opportunity to do your best. When you embrace this perspective, you start seeing every day as part of a larger journey, as a step toward a greater purpose, and as a chance to create the life you truly want.